Right, here's something interesting. This is 2 Kings chapter 8, and this is talking about just after a widow was restored all her land, after being in the land of the Philistines for 7 years, and she came back and the king restored everything. And then later, Elisha came to Damascus, and Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, was sick, and I think this is when he fell through the roof. So I think he was recovering from, I don't know what kind of sickness he had, but he probably had broken legs or something, who knows. Anyways, the man of God is come thither, and the king said unto Hazael, take a present in thine hand, and go and meet the man of God, and inquire of the Lord by him, saying, shall I recover of this disease? ? So Hazael went to meet him, and took a present with him, even of every good thing of Damascus, 40 camels burden, and came and stood before him, and said, thy son Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, hath sent me to thee, saying, shall I recover of this disease? And Elisha said unto him, go, say unto him, thou mayest certainly recover. And you see the colon there? Howbeit, the Lord hath shewed me that he shall surely die. So he got a bit of a revelation as he was telling the servant Hazael that the king's going to recover. And he settled his countenance steadfastly until he was ashamed, and the man of God wept. So Hazael, his countenance steadfastly. He settled his countenance steadfastly until he was ashamed. So his countenance was revealing to the man of God, to Elisha, also what he was about to do, because the man was ashamed, because Elisha just said that he's going to recover. But his countenance was ashamed. And the man of God noticed this and wept. And Hazael said, why weepeth my Lord? And he answered, because I know the evil that thou wilt do unto the children of Israel. Their strongholds wilt thou set on fire, and their young men wilt thou slay with the sword, and will dash their children and rip up their women with child. And Hazael said, but what is thy servant, a dog, that he should do this great thing? And Elisha said, the Lord has shewed me that thou shalt be king over Assyria. So he departed from Elisha, and came to his master, said unto him, what said Elisha to thee? And he answered, he told me that thou shouldest surely recover. And it came to pass on the morrow that he took a thick cloth, dipped it in water, and spread it on his face, so that he died, and Hazael reigned in his stead. So he actually murdered the king. So he took a cloth, like a face cloth, dipped it in water, soaked it, and basically drowned him. Murdered him. Suffocated him. Almost like assisted suicide or something, make it look like, oh, he died in his sleep. But he actually murdered him. And this is what Elisha saw. And he settled his countenance steadfastly. So, the reason why I bring this up is this reminds me of another story in Genesis. Let's go all the way back to, where are we here? Back to Genesis. And Adam knew Eve, his wife, Genesis chapter 4, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again, there was brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought forth the fruit of the ground on an offering unto the Lord, and Abel he brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. Meaning now, and hopefully this will be an understanding now, Cain was going to kill Abel. He had it in his heart. This is why his countenance fell. God noticed that. I'm not going to accept your sacrifice because you're going to murder your brother because of his countenance. So Cain was already planning on murdering Abel. This is why his offering was not accepted. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou dost not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. So interesting. So this comes to light after reading the Bible the last 3 times in a row. All of a sudden this jumps out at me as this is why God did not accept Cain's offering, because he was already planning to murder Abel. I know that's deep for a Monday morning, but hopefully you get something out of this. And if you like this kind of thing, subscribe. You know the drill. Feel free to comment. This is why I love reading the Bible, the Old Testament, the New Testament. The more you read it, the more things jump out at you. Thanks for watching. See you later.